dbt-core is a Python library. That is why we need a Python environment to set up dbt-core in our local machines. We will use Miniconda for environment management throughout this video, which is nothing but a lightweight version of Anaconda. You can also use Python virtual env library for this. First, we will create a new and clean Python environment. The name of our environment is dbt-dev, and we are specifying Python version as well, which is 3.11. Let's activate the environment first. We can just copy this command, paste it here, and execute. Okay, our environment is activated. Now we will need to install two different libraries to set up dbt-core. One is the dbt-core library itself that you see here, and the other is your database adapter. For me, it is Snowflake, so I will use Snowflake adapter. But we can install both of these in a single shot by using dbt-snowflake library. So we will just do that. Okay, our library is installed. If you're using a different database, you can use the library accordingly. You can go to this link, which I will put in the description, and you can choose any of these database adapters. So you don't have to specifically install dbt-core, you can just use one of these. If it is Redshift for you, you can just use dbt Redshift, it will install dbt-core as well. Okay, our environment preparation is done. Now the time is to set up the project. So we will just clone a project, assuming that we already have an existing project. We will clone our project from a Git repository. We are cloning this repository that is provided by dbt labs. We'll just copy the HTTPS URL and we'll clone it. All right, we have cloned our repository. Now we will set up our profile for authentication. To set up profile, we'll have to go to this link, and this is the link for Snowflake setup. So we will just copy this and paste it in a .dbt folder in our home directory. So we will copy it again and paste it in a notepad first. Before we can save it in the .dbt folder, we will have to change the values accordingly. And we will just remove the optional fields. We will also remove the query tag field, and we will keep the rest and fill the value accordingly. So this is the type Snowflake. We don't have to change that. The account ID, you can get it from your Snowflake URL. Then the username, it is your Snowflake username, and the password, it is your Snowflake password. So Snowflake login username and Snowflake login password. You can use different authentication mechanism for Snowflake. You can use key pair authentication. You can use SSO as well. Now role. This is your development role that you have been provided from Snowflake or by your project team, and the database you will be using for development, and the warehouse schema, etc. Threads can be one or more. That means how many models in parallel can run. In general, people keep it 4 or 8, depending on the size of the warehouse. Client session keep alive. Let's just keep it false for now, and we'll just save it. We are in our home directory. We'll create a new folder, which will be called .dbt, and we will name the file as profiles.yaml. If we go back to our browser, we see that it is named as profiles.yaml and it is placed under the .dbt folder. We have done just the same. All right, I have changed the values for these properties in the profiles.yaml file. Now we will open up the project in VSCode, and now we can actually run the model. Now we can just open the terminal and activate our dbt-dev environment. All right, our dbt-dev environment is activated. Now we can just choose any model and hit run. But before we can do that, we have to make sure we are using the profile name correctly here. And this profile name actually corresponds to this name that we have set. We are using the same name, so let's just copy that. Now we should be able to run our model. This project actually has this profiles.yaml within the project. We don't need that, so we will just delete this file, which is causing this issue. If we run our model again, let's see what happens. Okay, it's looking good. It is just saying we have to run the dbt-deps command to install the dependencies that we have mentioned in the packages.yaml file. So if we run dbt-deps, it should install those dependencies now. Awesome. Now if we run our model, it should run. Awesome. So our model is running now. If you do not have an existing project, you will have to create one. dbt provides a very useful command, dbt init, to help you with that. Let's see that now. So we will create a project. The command is dbt init. This command will ask you for different informations, and as you provide them, your project will be set up, as well as your profiles.yml file will also be set up automatically. So you don't have to do it manually. Now you have to enter a project name here. We will just name our project dbt sample projects. I just have the Snowflake adapter installed. That's why I'll just choose one here. This is the Snowflake account information that you can get from your Snowflake environment. I'll just put dummy here. Your username for Snowflake, I will again put dummy here. Authentication mechanism, you can choose from these three. I'll just choose password for now, and I'll mention the password as dummy. Role, this is the Snowflake role you will be using for your dbt development. I'll just use dummy, and the warehouse that you will be using for your development again. So I'll just name it compute or just dummy. Database, your Snowflake database that you will be storing your models in. I'll put dummy here. Schema, again, dummy. Threads, I'll just put 8 here, and that's about it. If you look at the output here, you'll see that our profile information also has been generated, and it has been put into the profiles.yml file. So our project is set up here, our new dbt sample project. All right. Now coming back to our other project, we are all set up with dbt-core, but we have not done the power user setup yet. For that, we will have to install an extension from this marketplace. So if you click on this extension icon and search for dbt, or rather dbt power user, both will work. You'll get this dbt power user. Click on this and hit install. Okay, our installation is done. Now we will have to set it up. For that, we will go to Files, Preferences, and Settings. Now we will search for association. Once you get this file association, click on add item, and for the item field, enter star.sql, and for the value field, enter jinja-sql, and click on OK. There is another thing which is optional, but that is very helpful, that we will set up here. So if you search for Python visibility, you'll get this Python interpreter info visibility. By default, it is set to on Python related, which means if you have a .py file, which is a Python file, your current Python environment will show up here. But if it's not a Python file, if it is something else, it will not show up here. But we will make it show up here always. That will help us see which environment we are using, because in dbt projects, generally you don't have Python files. So you will not know which Python environment you are using. If we say always and see, it is trying to come up, but we have not selected our interpreter yet. Let us see the interpreter, which is our dbt dev, and yes, it's coming up here. Okay, that's all we need to do. Now, to reflect all these changes, I'll just restart the VS Code. All right. We see that our base environment is activated here. We will just change it to dbt dev environment. Yes, now our correct environment is activated. Now, if you click on one of these models, you'll see all these buttons here. All these buttons come from the dbt power user extension. Now you don't have to type in any command in the terminal to execute a model. You can just click on one of this and it will execute. You see, this is the button for run model. This is for SQL actions. This is the one you want to click on if you want to see the data in the terminal. And this is the one to build your dbt model. Build means running plus testing your models. Let's just hit run. Okay, our model has been run successfully. So we have successfully set up dbt core with VS Code and dbt power user extension.